Hello! Welcome back to Hyperlight Drifter. I just teleported back to town after finishing up stuff in the north, and so we've got 6 gear bits, or like available upgrades. I think the individual pieces are called gear bits, and then I don't know what the like finished piece would be called. So we're gonna be doing east today, which is kind of like after north. It's sort of the next standard thing. And for East, I would highly recommend that you have bullet reflection. So we'll go ahead and buy that, which costs 3 upgrade points. And then beside that, it's probably up to you what you want next. I personally like grenades a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy one of those. But you probably couldn't go wrong with like another mobility upgrade or like another health kit or something. But for me, I'm a big fan of grenades. Upgrading guns is also a very good option. It's shocking how good the starting pistol is if you get the upgrade that lets you hold even more ammo with it, because yeah, then it has, looks like 9 shots, which it just seems like it lasts forever. So anyways, pretty good stuff. I think in this playthrough I'm gonna try to like get good with the railgun, because I really suck with it right now, and I think it'd be like, if you're good with the railgun, like, props to you, it's probably awesome, but I suck with it for some reason. It doesn't seem like it should be much harder, or even hardly different than the regular pistol, which seems to go pretty well for me. But man, I just suck with it. So anyways, moving along. There are a good number of gear bits to pick up in this area. I think I remember where most of them are. Well, definitely most of them. I don't know if all of them. Like I said, this isn't going to be a 100%. Like, I'm not confident that this is going to be a full walkthrough, because I don't know that I remember where all the gear bits are. But other than that, I think I should be able to show you most everything. Regardless, yeah, East is pretty fun. Compared to North, I think the Eastern level at least feels like it's much bigger. Also, the structure of it is kind of interesting, because I think up north you like have to get 4 modules before you fight the boss, which is not the case with East. Are they yeah, they're modules. Are the little, I used to call them Metroid Prime corruption cores. Yeah, you don't have to get 4 of those before you get to the boss here. It's kind of like the boss is like a third of the way through the entire level, actually. Anyways, it just feels like, you know, once you beat the boss, you're like, okay, cool, I guess we're winding this area down. There's actually still so much more to do after that. And with North, if you already know where all the modules are at, you can get them all pretty quickly, and they're all very close together. They seem very spread out here. It feels like just the whole eastern section generally feels really big. And it's quite a bit more challenging than up north, especially if you don't have bullet reflection. That's why I super would recommend that you pick that up or coming over here, because it's so helpful. Like, almost all the enemies start using some form of projectile that you can reflect back at them. And even if you don't actually like reflect it back to hurt them, it's just another option you have instead of dodging, because when you start getting like later, you know, there's stuff that tries to crush you, and then you're like trying to dodge. It's nothing. Yeah, if you're trying to dodge bullets and also not jump into fire or like fall off a cliff or get crushed by something or not dash into an enemy, there's just a lot going on. Being able to manage all the projectiles without having to move is just a really good ability to have. And also for some of the enemies, you can just destroy them completely if you're able to reflect their weapon or their attacks back then. Whoop, see? Dashing off cliffs. So right here is another one of the symbols. It's like, hey, look, a secret. And then, yeah, there you go, secret. I tried to kind of highlight this little symbol on the ground here that I'm standing on right now, standing in front of in the last video, but I didn't really point it out that clearly. But yeah, that's just something to look for and be aware of. And those things are not on every secret in the game, and they're not really consistent. Sometimes when they're there, it just means, hey, ping can show you something, and sometimes it just means there's a little path here that is pretty easy to miss. So usually they require a little bit more investigation, but they at least give you a good starting point, or at least let you know that there's something going on. Whoops. I did not mean to press that button. Also, I don't think I ever noticed that dude being dead in the water. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Just the volume. I think things might have been pretty loud there for a minute. That looks better. So this is the first module you can get super early on. I think this one's optional. I guess the ones I consider optional are when you find the other drifter and you talk to him and he like pulls up 4 of them, I think, on the map typically. I don't know if this one shows up. Yeah. Because, I mean, if you just come down the staircase, I guess it's sort of, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Okay, that one might not be optional. Yeah, and again, if I say optional, I just mean, I think that the other drifter dude marks 4 always, and so any of the ones that aren't marked on the map by him is what I would say is optional, but nothing is optional for the sake of completionism, which is, like, a horrible, horrible curse. Just wanting to complete everything. Like, back in the day when there wasn't tons of games all the time, it was really fun to just sit down and like 100% something, but now there's so many games available, especially with Steam, things being as cheap as they are, you can get your hands on so many games so quickly, and games are just big, they're huge, and they take forever to beat, and they take forever to 100%. So trying 100%, that is a lot of blood and decapitations. Oh, sorry. Frogs are mean, I think was that story condensed. Anyways, yeah, trying to 100% everything now is just like super overwhelming unless you have a ton of free time. And honestly, trying to get all the gear bits in this game, like, I don't know how you do it without a walkthrough. Just because there's, yeah, so many, and it doesn't really tell you if you've got them all or not until you just get the achievement, so unless you're always keeping your eye on that. There is a health kit over there that you can just get to by walking around here, but don't need it. Those guys are kind of dubious because the explosions they deal when they die deal 2 damage, which is pretty rough because the explosion is pretty big, and a lot of times you can find yourself getting like womboed from one to the next, where it'll blow up and knock you over, and then the next one will blow up, and yeah, the cycle continues. You can notice that like they have little antennas that wiggle right there. You can go ahead and shoot them ahead of time and they'll explode. I call these guys Venusaurs. Each area has like kind of their own elite enemy, sort of. Ow. Up north, they have the frick. They have like the big old jumping birds that have like 7 health that stomp on you and punch you and stuff. This place has Venusaurs, which, in my opinion, the north also has oh gosh, the super wizards. Yeah. Actually, I think giant stompy jumpy birds are kind of everywhere. But yeah, super wizards up north, I think, are their like mini or like elite enemy type. And they're a freaking joke compared to the Venusaurs. The Venusaurs have like a super long-lasting ending hitbox. Like there's tons of like lingering hitbox on all their attacks, which they only have 1. And the tracking, they've got just ridiculously good tracking. And they knock you down, so you can get womboed like super fast, and yeah, they're sort of just a nightmare. Later on, they're not so bad once you get a shotgun, but you have to get all the way through east first. One thing that's really nice about the charge attack is it also has a big old lingering hitbox on the end, especially if you hit an enemy. and the lingering weirdness will actually reflect bullets. So there, that dude shot at me, but since I cut his friend in half, the hitbox for it was still out, and so it just the hitbox for my sword was still out, and it just bounced his bullet off and protected me. The only disadvantage that Venusaurs have is that they only have like 5 health. So you can just hit them with a charge attack real quick, or maybe they have 6. But it's like, you know, 1 charge attack and a regular hit and they're done. But while they're alive, it's just chaotic. It's like they die quick, but they kill you quick, and they attack quick, and they're really hard to dodge. So just basically full panic mode. So reflecting bullets kind of like automatically tracks for itself. It kind of does go in the direction you're aiming, but for the most part, if somebody shoots at you and you're kind of like looking at them like within a 30-degree cone or something, maybe like 45 degrees or something, it'll pretty much for the most part bounce back at them. I think you can get away with shooting that pillar with the pistol as well. You don't have to use the full-blown railgun, but railgun is way more accurate, so at a distance, kind of nicer just to use a railgun, not mess around with it. Good enough taking that. This room, it's amazing, amazing, amazing if you have a grenade, but I almost always mess up the throw. It wasn't so bad, but you can like kill everybody with 1 grenade if you do it right. I think you have to like kind of bounce it off a wall or something. Or they just have to be standing a certain way. But yeah, I usually throw the grenade right into that starting barrier, like little 3 barrier, right when you walk in. I'm like, okay, I just need to cut it as close as possible to the edge, and then it'll kill everyone. And it just bounces right off the wall and hits nobody, and then they all get alerted to where I'm at. I'm like, well, guess I suck. You can kind of cheese the system by going along here and avoid a lot of things, but then... Okay. Ow. Ow. It's fine. It's actually not fine, because we're about to do one of the most annoying dash challenges ever. So, the game is a little nice and gives you a couple extra nearby health kits if you haven't taken them at this point. Yeah, this dash challenge blows. All the way back to the start. I guess if you mess up, my biggest problem with it is like I'll get hit by the fire and then I'll panic and dash off into the water, and you take 2 damage and you have to start over. If you get hit by the fire, just take a second, like kind of wait for the fire to go away or something, and then start dashing again. It's also a little bit of a maze here. You can see at the end you'd have to go up. You just try going over to the side right there, you'll just run into this railing and get hit. And back to the start. Once you make it over here, it's almost worse. Just gonna go ahead and heal up. Friggity frack, okay. And that right there is one of the 2 reasons why I would not ever consider doing a 100% no-hit run, actually. Because that's ridiculous. I think if you come back in this room after you clear everything out, you get attacked by more Bulbasaurs, Venusaurs? No? Okay, that might have been different. I was pretty sure there was 2 rounds of walloping that happened. Well, I guess we're good to go. Oh, okay, there's a button up top that I didn't hit to lower that gate. I'm kind of sucking with the multi-dashes today. Okay, yeah, so Venusaur does have 6 health. If you kind of know they're going to pop up, you can just do something cheap like that, which takes a lot of the stress off, but so bad with the railgun. And I think you can tell where they're going to pop up because they have like a little flower that's popping out of the ground before they spawn. So over here is weird because it looks like there should be something, but there's not. And this is the 1-key door, which is like the lowest keys that you could need, obviously, and there's no other 1-key doors in the game. But if you just come over to the east first, this will just laugh at you because it's like, I only need one, ha ha, but there's no way to get one before that point if you just start out in the east. So it's kind of one of the benefits of starting north is you can just get down here without feeling like you're getting laughed at by a door. Or maybe that's just me, who feels like they're getting laughed at by a door. Regardless, grenades are your friend. That's pretty much the main reason why I like grenades. I think they deal 3 damage in a huge radius, and they recharge automatically, and so you have an infinite supply. If you throw one against the edge of like a cliff, it will explode, so that kind of makes it a lot easier for aiming stuff, like planning things out. You can just, like, if someone's next to a fall-offable edge, you can just throw it against that edge and it'll blow up on them. I don't know. I love grenades. I would highly recommend that get good with them, practice with them. So I think this is our first costume that we got, or new gear set. Whoops, heyo. Each gear set does actually provide like really subtle improvements. I think that one makes you open doors faster, or like activate activatable things faster. Like, you know, 30% faster or something. Like, not crazy significant, but still noticeable. Like, the first time I played through the game, I didn't know that the different gear actually did different things, and so when I put that one on, I was like, kind of seems like I'm opening doors faster, but I think I might just be crazy. It's all very subtle. And I'm really sucking with multi-dashes. It's making me sad, because then I have to take forever to walk everywhere. So this used to be like one of the worst gear bits to get in the game, because I don't think that they had this platform wasn't here, and I think this platform might have been moved down slightly, but you're just supposed to like dash over here, and it was like the longest possible makeable dash. Like, it was the absolute furthest you could go and still make it, like to the point that a lot of people didn't even get that one because they thought they couldn't make it over there. Like, oh, I have to do something to raise a platform somewhere else. But then there is no platform anywhere else. So it went from, like, I didn't even get it on my first playthrough despite seeing it and, like, investigating the situation for, like, 10 minutes. And then, just because it was that hard of a jump to make, and then now it's, like, one of the easiest. It's just a gimme. Which I'm fine with. I'd rather have it be like that. I'd rather have them just, like, give it to you than have it be like so hard that people know it's there and just can't get it. Because that's kind of frustrating. I did end up getting it when I looked up like a 100% guide for the game. And it's like, yeah, just dash across and get it. Be careful though, it's a hard dash. I was like, what? Just supposed to dash across? And then even once I knew that, it was still difficult. Okay, so actually, let's go ahead and go up first. So I think we found a couple secret modules, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know that typically at this point you'll have, oh yeah, I think I got one, or maybe, whatever. I don't know. At this point, it's not necessarily the case that you'll have 3 modules, so you can go off to the left there if you want to get another one. I think the 3 module door takes you down towards the boss. But anyways, you have to shoot this pillar with the railgun, and then it leads to one of the more upsetting dash challenges in the game. Oh wow, that usually takes me forever. Okay, cool. I'll take it. And then here's a key as well. So I guess you get that key and then go back to the door that was laughing at you. Laughing at me. funny because I've been struggling with chain dashing all day, and when I'm just playing casually in my own free time, that dash challenge takes me like anywhere from like 5 to 15 attempts. I think I'm going to start by going to the left. Why not? Maybe it would be smart to go fight the boss as quickly as possible and get the shotgun. Ow. But kind of, I don't know if I've already said this, but I don't really know that I want to use the shotgun too much. Just because it's so good. They made those slimes jump at you from a further distance. Before, they would just like basically crawl up to you and then let you hit them in the face unless you ignored them for a long period of time. So they were sort of like a non-issue because they just like walk up and like, kill me, I dare you, and then you do it and they're like, okay. But now they kind of actually hit you. So I'm okay with that. So right here, if you dash off to the side, there's a 8-key door. I guess north doesn't have a low number of keys door, but for the most part, each area has a door that requires a significant number of keys, like probably more than, well, definitely more than you can get in one area. And then, what am I doing? And then there's like a low number. So this one has the 8-key door and then the 1-key door. And I think the north only has a 10-key door. But then south has 2 doors as well. One of them is pretty easy to get to. I think that's true. Very sorry if it's not. Whoops. Whoops! Crisis averted. Well, crisis enjoyed. Trying to think about what upgrades I might want next. There's like a couple dash attacks. There's like 2 different variations of dash attacks. There's one I kind of prefer over the other. It's the one where you start out by dashing and then like as you're going, everyone you hit along the way takes 2 damage. It's really good for mobility and also just damage dealing, so I like that one. It's like you press X and then A. And then there's one where you press A and like you'll be doing a dash, and then you press X when you want to attack, and you'll like stab someone for 1 damage and they'll get knocked back, and then if they hit a wall or an enemy they'll take an additional 2 damage, and if they hit an enemy they can like push them. And so you get in the weird situations with that one where like there'll be a big huge crowd of enemies next to a wall and they'll all have like 5 health, and if you hit like a couple of dudes with like, if you jump for it and stab like 2 guys and push them back, then just everybody in the crowd takes like a minimum of 3 damage and half of everybody dies. So it's like, whoa, I just decimated everybody with 1 move. That was insane. Or you'll hit 1 guy for 1 damage. So it's really like a sometimes thing that's like, okay, every now and again this just nukes a room of people, and it's like this weird slow motion, like the game starts lagging and everything's going like pef, pef, kick, pef, pef, and then the ting went scraw and like everyone died. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, so I don't know. It's just not that consistent, I guess, is the point I'm making. Or maybe I would... Technically, I might not have been making a point at all. The point I was trying to make is that it's not very consistent. Whereas the dashy stab thing, it's good mobility, and it's consistent. So, yes please. And then other than that, I guess at this point, like maybe another health kit. Jeez, man. Think about the children! Maybe a health kit, maybe another... I want to start upgrading some ammo capacities. There's like, pretty much everything is good. It's hard to go wrong with upgrades, really. You know, I think a lot of it comes down to preference. Jeez. What a violent frog. Oh geez, what a sneaky frog. if you can learn the timing on when that vial explodes, you can just, like, oh, turn it around on you. Like, every time. It's... because the timing is always the same. So, those guys kind of turn to a joke once you fight enough of them to know when their vial is going to explode, because then you just walk up right in front of it. And then, I mean, with the lingering hitbox that your sword has, it sort of becomes easy to do. Like, there's a pretty wide window of acceptable timing or whatever. I love this game. Like, that's so much fun to do, stuff like that. Ah, what an enjoyable experience. What a confusing cutscene. And a very not fully told story. I hope your ears are okay. I do like these birds, though. My favorite part of the cutscene is the confusing weird birds. Sometimes lily pads are stand-onable, and sometimes they're not, so don't want to risk it. This guy's trying to be sneaky, but he's not. And these boats are stand-onable. I always come over here thinking that there's also a gear bit, but there's not, so. But hey, there's a health kit if you'd like it. There's the gear bit. Like, I know there's a boat-related gear bit around here somewhere. So again, you don't have to shoot this one with the railgun. It's just easier to line it up. Because the pistol doesn't shoot 100% straight. And yeah, this is another key. Each area has 4 keys, so we're almost done with them at this point. At the moment, I don't actually remember where the last key is at. So I don't really know how long it's going to be before we get that one. I am not sure what the white gear set does for us. Maybe that's one that makes doors open faster. If nothing else, they just look cool. I'll probably just stick with... I don't know. Might change things up at some point. I'm not super worried about it. It's a pretty casual walkthrough, for the most part, I would say. Well, seems like the spacing never quite works out the way you want it. So I'm not really sure what role these guys were playing in the story overall. If they, like, created these titans to fight off the final boss, or whatever, and they ended up, like, getting corrupted by the final boss, or they just wore down over time. Oh yeah, also those guys' explosions will hurt enemies. That's another pillar that does not need to be shot with the railgun. I just use the railgun because it's so far away. And we'll go down here and pick up another module. So the frogs here pretty much just spawn out of the holes right after they open, so you can kind of spawn camp them pretty easily. Yeah. And then right here, grenades are nice. Oh, this happens sometimes where, like, for whatever reason, the game's like, you did it, you killed them all, and you do your little, like, bragging thing, and then just get shot by, like, the one dude that's left alive. It's like, don't celebrate yet, he's still there! But yeah, they just spawn clockwise in, like, from the little areas where, the ground just disappeared, so... if you don't stay on top of it, it can get really overwhelming, especially like on that last phase. Like, they just come in from all the sides. I think it's better to... I threw the grenade like right away, but it's better to wait until the ground goes away so you can throw it into the edge like of the water pretty much, and then the grenade will detonate much closer to the center of the arena and probably kill a lot more dudes for you. And I am stupidly wasting all my ammo. Gosh. I think I'm almost dead. Gosh dang it. He didn't throw that where I thought I was gonna. He threw it off to the side, like above me, and I was expecting it to be right between the two of us. So yeah, that got kind of ugly, but whatever. Still did the thing. Oh, and then right here is a little secret. I believe that is the second of 4 of those. And then right here there's like some little grass you have to cut down, but you can dash across over here and snag yourself another gear bit. And then there's nothing we can do over there yet, I don't think. Or we can't do everything over there yet, so we'll just wait for a little while. Go ahead and get my health back and go to town and get some upgrades. So the first grenade costs 2 upgrade points and the second costs 3, and it's the same thing with health pack capacity. You can get 2 more health pack capacity, and the first one's 2, and then the second one's 3. And then upgrading all your guns costs 2 each, and there's only 1 level of upgrade for. So yeah, this is the, I guess it's the slashing dash, and the other one is the dashing slash. At least that's how I think about it, because it's like you slash and then dash, so it's a slashing dash, and then when you dash and then slash, so dashing slash. See, I can like say it once and then it just becomes a tongue twister, and even worse than that, a brain twister. All falls apart. I like the gun dude's shop. He's pretty awesome, and his shop looks delightful. It's probably stupid of me to do, but I'm just gonna upgrade the gun because yeah, it's a walkthrough for everyone else, and it's a railgun training for me. So, like, I kind of want some of the stuff that he's got on sale. Like this one right here, definitely looks like a sweet Nerf sniper rifle, but in this game, it's probably a laser beam sniper rifle, which hurts a lot worse. This guy is like a hilarious badger mole, like fox bearded wolf man, and from right here he kind of looks like Robin Hood or something, like wearing a hat. He actually might have been wearing a hat. Maybe I'm an idiot. And there we go. So you can see you kind of get upgrades like pretty fast if you're collecting all the things as you go. It didn't take very long to get, I guess, 7? It's like 28 gear bits. There's a lot of them out there. There's quite a few that are really well hidden. Hello. So they changed this also from when the game first released. This section right here in the middle used to be like a really big platform that would drop out when you jumped on it, but it kind of made this section like near impossible to get through without the chain dash. And since you could come over here right off the bat, over to the east, and you could get to this area relatively quickly, likely without going back to town, I think they took it out just so you could get through in case you don't happen to have the chain dash at that point. Although I would highly recommend to everybody that the chain dash be the very first upgrade you, because it's just that good. I said it before and I say it again, chain dash will change your life. If they had like a reload speed upgrade available for the railgun, I'd be all over that. Because that's part of my frustration with it, is I shoot it and I miss because I suck, and then I've got to wait like a half second or something ridiculous to get another shot at it. So yeah, this little door opens up after you kill all those dudes, and then later it connects through that upper area. You can just pick that up whenever you want, that gear bit. Might as well do it now, I guess. There's not really any reason to go through there to like actually like transition back and forth between the two areas, but you can if you want to. Oh, there's no bridge. Oh, there's 400 dudes. So the slashing dash does 2 damage, and it pierces through enemies, so a lot of the enemies in this area as well have 2 health. So the slashing dash pretty much is like a really quick way to kill people before they have a chance to murder you with projectiles. So having bullet reflection and slashing dash in this area pretty much means like you've got a good handle on all the enemies that you're going to be up against. So yeah, just passes through here, and then it's like, oh yeah, we can go back. So you don't really need to, but that's there, just in case. I'm not sure. Oh look, it's last key. I don't remember if that locks after you activate the little button right here, this little terminal. I don't know if that like sets up a wall right here. No, I guess it doesn't. Huh. There was a health kit in there, and oh, hello, explosion crate. So yeah, if you time it right, oh, I guess this place has 3 doors. There's a 3-key door here as well. If you time it right, you can reflect somebody's bullet so quickly that you don't really even see it, and then also hit them with your sword, and it will deal 2 damage. So it kind of looks like people are just instantly dying sometimes, but what's actually happening is like reflecting a bullet and also hitting them. All at once. They'll drop out of the floor, so you have to dash across it. Whoops. This little section over here is going to be our way out later, so it's kind of nice to clear it out early on. See, that's what I'm talking about, me being awful with the railgun. So bad. Because the weird thing is, I don't aim with the pistol either. Like, I don't do like this and then shoot people with the pistol, but I just, you know, go, oh, I'm a gangster, and I don't really miss. At least I certainly don't miss like stuff like that. Oh wow, these have the same number of shots right now. Crazy. I've never upgraded the railgun really. Well, I generally upgrade the pistol first because I like it a lot, but I didn't realize that it's like, oh, they have the same amount of ammo if you upgrade the railgun and not the pistol. Because right off the bat, the pistol seems like it has a lot of ammo. So then after you upgrade it, it's like, well, frick! Well, I mean, it is the gun with the most ammo in the game, so it makes sense. That would seem like a lot, because it is the most. Those guys can kind of glitch and sometimes just hop on the water. They're not really supposed to, but they do. So don't play by your rules, old man. That's unfortunate. Hitting an enemy with the slashing dash kind of extends the range of it. It sort of does like the charge attack, where when you hit somebody it kind of like freezes frame, like, look at the impact. And then, but how that kind of works is you still travel forward like a little bit, but then the timer for telling you like, okay, stop traveling forward, you've been traveling forward for 3 seconds or whatever, like pauses a little bit. And so then it kind of, wow, he just threw that strategically into that barrel and blew me up. That was a lot of projectiles. Don't even start with me, boy! So anyways, if there's a huge group of enemies and you dashingly slash into it, you might find yourself, like, killing some dudes that you did not think you were going to get to. Ouch. Turret gets me every time. And also your screen might freak out if you like slashingly dash into a huge group of people. It's just like, oh, look at all that damage. You're like, whoa, 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 calm down, please. I like this game. We created a bridge, and I forgot to look at it happening. So, the way this room is framed, oh, I think I'm gonna get blown up. Ow. Ow. Oh my freaking goodness. Please don't. Like, all these enemies exist on, like, this little bridge below us. Yeah, like on this, they're coming from down here and stuff, and also up above. But then the camera just focuses only on this room, and so if, like, one of the vial-throwing salamander dudes, or if one of the Ninja Star lizards or frogs hop off to the top, that was weird, almost rhymey. They'll be like throwing projectiles off you from off screen, and you can get really close up to them and still not really, like, you'll be super right next to them, but the camera won't even show them. So it can be a bit disorienting if you get unlucky and somebody happens to hop back someplace that they kind of shouldn't be, because for the most part the game tries to keep them in that arena with you. That is a skinned doggy right there. There's basically a lot of bad stuff happening to dogs in this area. Just don't think about it. This is really sad. These platforms are spaced out that if you try to like chain dash from one to the next along that middle section, it's a big old schmeary pile of dogs. You fall in the water, and it's like, oh, look at this huge system of stuff. I should get through here quickly. I'll chain dash. And then you fall in the water. Like, why did you set it up like this? Or you slide off into the water. This section right here, you kind of have to take it slow. Or that will happen. It's not that I'm not taking my own advice. I just wanted to show the good people at home like what would happen. You know, it's not that I'm just completely disregarding the things I told you. So something hilarious happens with this frog boss that I realized while doing the boss rush mode, that even without the chain dash, you can like get this dude into like a ridiculous cycle. Sorry, dog. Bad things continue to happen. So he starts out by throwing vials. If you get up next to him, he tries to punch you. So he throws a vial, hit him twice, back up. Yeah. And here you go. This is your boss fight. And like as he starts losing more health, he throws vials faster, but not really fast enough. If he hits you, that does do 2 damage. And then you've done it. You've beat the boss with scumbag methods. I don't know how I found that out while I was doing the boss rush mode, but I did just like at one point accidentally get him in a cycle, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait just a dang minute. Is that a thing? And wouldn't you know it, it's definitely a thing. And it's not exciting, and it's not cool, but it's interesting. It's probably not the fastest. Like, I don't know if you could get away with hitting him with a charge attack. You might be able to. Maybe. I'm definitely not a speedrunner. The idea of speedrunning stresses me out. So I don't really know how they do things. Those guys are insane. One of the first speedruns of this game I saw involved, like, clipping into a door frame, and then falling through the ground, pretty much. It's like any door as it's opening, if you dash into it, you'll go inside the wall. So this is a shotgun. It does 5 damage if you hit somebody, like, right up close. And normally it shoots really slow. Like that. Which actually, even that's pretty fast. But there's, like, a gun toggling glitch you can do. To basically, like, spam the shotgun crazy fast, and it does 5 damage per shot, and if you upgrade it, it gets like 5 shots, and yeah, then you just do obscene amounts of damage all the time, and it's so broken. But anyways, yeah, the earlier speedruns was like, clip into the wall, walk along outside of out of bounds, and then go up north or something, and then eventually find a way to, like, clip your way into falling through the ground into, like, the boss stage, and it took like 23 minutes or something. It was like one of the first ones I saw. That kind of speedrun is just like crazy, and I don't think I would like doing that at all. Where it's just like, I can't see where I'm going or what I'm doing, and I'm falling through the world, and it's the end of the game. Hooray. It's kind of like the weird Yoshi coin glitch in Super Mario. I didn't mean it, Venusaur. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, if you have the shotgun, or any gun for that matter, but it's most noticeable and useful with the shotgun, and you fire it and then swap weapons, it immediately, like, if you fire the gun and then you swap weapons twice quickly, it will immediately reset the cooldown, and you can fire the gun again. And so it's just like right trigger and then B twice, and then right trigger and then B twice, so you can do like, and that would have been 15 damage. I even kind of messed up the third shot, but like if you're doing it a bunch and you kind of get in practice of doing it, and you can just like decimate bosses. You know, you do that full cycle on them, and then you hit them with like a few standard attacks, like a charge attack, and then get back all of your ammo for the shotgun, and then just do that again. It's like 3 cycles of that on a full health major boss, and they're just dead. It might be even fewer than that. I can't recall. The shotgun has 3 shots right now, and then it gets boosted up. I don't remember. Oh, it gets boosted up to 5. So yeah, it would be 25 damage per cycle. Yeah, that was weird. I technically failed the dash, and so I was like sliding off into the water, but I slid across the water and onto the next platform, which shouldn't have happened. So I should have messed that up, but I got away with it for some reason. Here's the last module. As well as the 8-core door is over here. So that's why I didn't... Or, 8-core door. The 8-module door. Oh, please. I didn't mean it. Here we go. And so there's 4 guns in the game that are just like given to you naturally over the course of the game. And then there's like 2 secret guns that you get from 8 module doors, and then the other 8 module doors have like stuff like extra costumes in them, or ear bits, I guess, or like the hieroglyph panels. Ouch. Kind of just like other stuff like that. So it's the east and the south that their 8 module door gives you an extra gun. I don't think either of them are that useful, but they are cool. I pretty much never, ever have used this gun. I've used it enough to be like, alright, I'm not using that. I mean, I was also abusing the shotgun at the time, so it's like, there's really not anything better than that. Well, that guy just killed himself. I think... Well, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think that the slashing dash will reflect bullets, but I think I started the dash like right when that bullet was going to hit me. Because if you try to slashing dash at ranged enemies, one of the problems is that it's very frequently like shoot you on your way over to them. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. Because if you dash across that like you're supposed to, then you slide off into the water. So I guess with the last one you need to dash diagonal up to not look like a chump. But that's not what I'm about. Pff, not looking like a chump. Please. What do you think this is? But anyways, I guess I started that slashing dash close enough to the bullet that the initial startup, like you have to press X and then A, so it's like whatever, to do the attack. I guess the startup on it. Oh, there's a button. I guess that hit the bullet out of the way. So just be careful trying to approach people with this slashing dash, because they might shoot you in your face on the way over to them. Slashing dash is like really safe to use against melee enemies though. So all these little bulbs on the ground, like this one right here, that's going to turn into a Venusaur. I guess we'll do this for science, but this is a horrible idea. If you throw a grenade onto them, it'll spawn them immediately. I guess it does. Oh, please don't. Did a little bit of damage. Oh, I got him to dash on the fire. Oh, I think he hit me twice. Oh, lordy! Don't even start with me, boys. Uh-oh. With me, boys! Wow, overwhelmingly defeated. Oh, frick. Venusaur, get out of here. Stressing me out. And then this guy's going to become a Venusaur? No. Nope, that guy's going to drop down from the ceiling. Okay, so this was all sorts of weird. Not even sorry. Ooh. So yeah, that's just a weird thing that happens. If you throw a grenade on a Venusaur spawn point, it does 2 damage, and they come alive immediately. It kind of seems like it would just be the case... This looks like a wiener. Kind of seems like the case that it would just do nothing, you know? Like, the little spawn point would be totally inactive until they came to life. I don't know if there's like a gun you can use to do this similar effect, or if it, like if you hit that spot on the ground with a charge attack or something, if it, you know, does something similar. I don't think so. So this gun is weird. It's like a long range shotgun. Like everything, it shoots like 5 bullets and they go out in a V and then they come together. So I don't know if you line it up at the perfect distance, if like all the bullets will come together and ooh, like hit a dude for massive damage or whatever. It just doesn't seem that good. So even on somebody who has only 3 health, if you hit him with a charge attack, or like if there's an enemy with 1 health left and you hit him with a charge attack, you'll get a ton of bullets back compared to if you just killed them by hitting them with regular attacks. So you can use really weak enemies to get tons of, like weak and slow enemies you can use for like farming ammo if you need it. Well, it's kind of weird to say farming ammo in this game because it's like you use it so fast but you get it back so easily that it's not like, all right, time to go grind for 3 hours, need some ammo. You know, it's not RuneScape. Trying to be a mage or an archer in RuneScape is a freaking joke. At least compared to just like, here's a sword, now you're good forever. Like, alright, how much money do you think you've spent on runes over the past million years, Mr. Mage? Like, oh, 26 million probably? Like, ooh, that hurts. Alright, and I actually believe that's everything in the east. And once again, we're running up right against an hour, so I guess these areas consistently take about an hour to 100% if you know where the stuff is at. So thank you guys a lot for checking this out. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys are liking this as well. I'm having a blast with it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And the next one will be doing west, because south is locked until after west. What do you know? And I think there's also some stuff we can do around town now, but we'll look into it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking this out, and I'll see you around.